Today I'm gonna show you how to make the Japanese version of crispy buffalo wings, so stick around. Welcome back to No Recipes. I'm Mark Matsumoto and I'm here to show you how to elevate your everyday meals. So be sure to give that subscribe button a smack or ring that bell or, do your thing so you don't miss out. When most people think of Japanese fried chicken, they think of karaage. But there's another equally tasty fried chicken dish here in Japan that comes from the city of Nagoya. It's called Tebasaki and they're the crispiest wings you'll ever have. The trick is to double fry the wings before coating them in this sticky, peppery glaze that'll have you licking your fingers clean. I'm literally drooling just talking about this, so let's get started.
Our ingredients include 800 grams or 2 pounds of chicken wings, which I'm gonna season with a half teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of black pepper before dusting them with a tablespoon of potato starch. For our sauce, I've got a 1/3 cup of sake, a 1/4 cup light brown sugar, 3 tablespoons soy sauce, ginger, garlic, 1 tablespoon of black vinegar, toasted sesame seeds, and more black pepper. We also need some oil for frying. The first thing we want to do is sprinkle our chicken evenly with half of the salt and pepper. This not only seasons the chicken, it's gonna help remove some of the moisture from the surface of the wings, which will help them crisp up. Then you wanna flip the wings over and sprinkle the other side with the remaining salt and pepper. If it's not perfectly even, don't worry. You can just mix them up and spread everything around. Now we just need to let these rest for a bit while we prep the sauce. First, we're gonna need some ginger. A spoon is the best way to peel around those contours of this knobby rhizome. Then I'm gonna grate the peeled ginger. I'm using a grater meant for daikon, but a box grater will work just fine. Next, you want to strain the juice out and discard the solids, which can be a little stringy. I like making the sauce in a frying pan because it has more surface area to speed up evaporation. To this, I'm going to add the sake, sugar, soy sauce, and ginger juice. Then I'm going to microplane in the garlic. I usually do about a teaspoon each of the ginger juice and grated garlic, but this is where you can be creative and customize the sauce to your own tastes. Now we just need to bring the sauce to a boil and let it cook until it no longer smells like alcohol and it's starting to thicken up. This usually takes about 3 minutes on my stove. You can tell when the sauce is ready when the bubbles get big and shiny. Now we're gonna turn off the heat, add the black vinegar, and give that a swirl. Now you want to transfer the sauce to a big bowl. The bigger the bowl, the easier it's gonna be to toss your wings. Okay, back to the chicken. I've used paper towels to dry off the liquid that's come out of the wings, and I'm just gonna dust them evenly with a thin layer of potato starch. You want an almost invisible coating as this helps the wings absorb the sauce without getting in the way of the crisp skin. The secret to ultra crispy wings is to fry them twice. The first fry happens at a relatively low 320 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 Celsius. The idea is to cook the chicken through slowly, which allows for more evaporation of the surface moisture. I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes and let these fry, turning them over once or twice to make sure they brown evenly. If your pot doesn't fit all of the wings at once, don't force it or the chicken's not gonna cook through evenly and they'll tend to stick together. Just split them up into 2 batches and fry the next batch after the first. Be sure to move the chicken around the pot a few times, flipping them over and moving them around so they don't stick together. Okay, it looks like the timer is up, so let's get these out of the oil. These wings look good enough to eat already, but hold your horses, we're not done yet. Now I'm gonna crank the temperature of the oil up to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius. Then I'm gonna add the wings back into the oil. You should be able to fit a few more wings into the pot this time, since the first fry should have caused them to shrink. This is where the wings are gonna get golden brown, and they take on a lasting crispness that won't go soggy when you've coated them in the sauce. I usually let these fry for another 3 to 4 minutes in the hotter oil, but it's gonna depend on the size of your wings, so use your best judgment based on their color. Just like with the first fry, you're gonna wanna flip the wings around a few times to make sure they brown evenly. These are looking perfect, so let's get them into the sauce. I'm just gonna transfer the wings straight into the bowl with the sauce while they're still sizzling. This helps caramelize the sauce on the surface of the wings. Then I'm gonna toss them in the sauce to glaze them until they're evenly coated. I like to sprinkle on some toasted sesame seeds and a little more black pepper to finish the wings off, but shichimi togarashi or sansho powder are both delicious alternatives. These are looking mighty good, so let's get them plated up before I'm tempted to pop one in my mouth. Chicken wings may not have much meat on them, but they're covered in skin, which turns them into a giant cracklin that's glazed in a savory sweet sauce spiked with ginger, garlic, and black pepper. Being in the food industry, I often get asked what my favorite food is. And while I can never quite narrow it down to just one dish, Tebasaki is definitely in the top 5. While these are best eaten hot, the double fry keeps them crisp long after they've cooled, which makes them a great make-ahead dish.
Tebasaki is perfect for game days, potlucks, or for packing into bento box lunches. So I hope you'll give it a try. If you enjoyed watching this video, you can help make the next one possible by giving this a big thumbs up and by sharing a link to it with your friends that love fried chicken. Also, if you've watched a few videos on this channel and want to see more like them, I hope you'll consider becoming a patron on Patreon, which not only helps support me make these videos, it also gives you access to some exclusive benefits. Well, I'm gonna go nuts on this bowl of Tebasaki, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Check us out on Instagram at No Recipes.